You don't want to take one last shot at whatever you were
No,
trying
I
to
don't
say?
know. I'm like all tongue tied now. I'm
Okay.
like I got shook up somehow. I don't know.
We watched Hurt. That's what happened.
Yeah, that's what it was. I know. Now I just want to sit in the corner and play
cry. Hold on.
Stretch it out. Stretch it out.
Yeah, getting comfortable in the space. I think that's what they call it in the acting biz. I don't know. I just made that shit up. So
It sounded good.
It sounded real, right?
Getting comfortable in the space. Sounded very Hollywood. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Hey, welcome back. For those who maybe have just watched the Johnny Cash Hurt video and saw me cry, I'm sorry about that. I hope to improve your mood and mine by watching Johnny Cash looking a little bit healthier and singing one of his early hits. Johnny Cash is a fantastic performer. And if he never wrote any of his own songs, he would still be a fantastic performer, a legendary artist. And many of his famous hits are not written by him. Ring of Fire comes to mind.
Mm-hmm.
But I also like Johnny Cash as a songwriter. I think he's a little bit underrated in that sense. This is one of his most technically interesting songs. And the fact that he also wrote it makes it even better to me because it feels like he wrote it based on his own voice. It seems like the voice comes first. He finally gets comfortable with his voice, and then he writes a song that utilizes it in a way that not a whole lot of his other songs really utilize. So I'm talking about the famous Walk the Line. And this clip is, in my opinion, awesome because it is a historic TV moment. You know, I'm a sucker for that shit. I'm a sucker for when TV is showing amazing music early on, kind of before it was like, before Johnny Cash was Johnny Cash, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, here he's not the Man in Black. He's wearing a white fucking suit.
This will be kind of interesting for me because I mentioned in the other video, my introduction to Johnny Cash was the Joaquin Phoenix movie that came out. And kind of was like, really introduced me to his music. And I looked into it a little bit, but not a whole heck of a lot after the movie came out. So I'm really familiar with the song through the movie, which is, I believe, Joaquin Phoenix actually sang his own music and stuff. So, I looked into his music a little bit. I probably downloaded one or two of his songs. Ring of Fire was probably one of them that I downloaded, and I don't remember if this is one of them. So it'll be kind of cool to see Johnny Cash actually performing it, as opposed to Joaquin Phoenix pretending to be Johnny Cash. So,
and he fooled a lot of people. Even Roger Ebert said he was convinced that was Johnny Cash singing in that movie. Yeah. I was not fooled. I was not fooled at all. I mean, Joaquin Phoenix does an amazing job in that movie, but does not have the Johnny Cash low voice. And the other interesting thing about this song is I've heard probably a ton of different studio versions of this.
Okay.
I don't know what the fuck was released first. I really don't. What was the one where he starts singing out high and then goes lower as the song goes on? Was that the first version that was on the radio? Or is it the one where he starts low and then gets higher as the song goes? I don't know. I have my preference, but I find that interesting that he re-recorded this song so many damn times, and then he re-recorded it in the 80s. It's like, my gosh. And so there's a lot of versions running out. All right, so I Walk the Line. Here we go.
When Johnny Cash put out his record of I Walk the Line, a lot of people wondered what he was trying to do. After he sold his first 1 million records, there was no doubt in anyone's mind what he was trying to do. He'd already done it.
Money!
Here to do it for us is our ranch party guest star, Johnny Cash.
What a weird intro to this song.
I know, right?
What does that mean?
I don't know what else it could mean other than I know what he was trying to do. He was trying to get rich.
Yeah, okay.
Cash and I Walk the Line.
So here it's not the Tennessee 3, I don't think. It's the Tennessee 2. Look how young he looks.
Yeah, I know, right? We just did that first video.
I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line. I find it very, very easy to be true. I find myself alone when each day's through. Yes, I'll admit that I'm a fool for you. Because you're mine, I walk the line.
Boom, chicka boom, boom, chicka boom. That classic steady beat.
Yeah.
Are you surprised the visual quality on this is so bright? Like, for a recording from the fifth, where did this fucking come from?
I wonder if they've done like some like digital
restoration on it.
Yeah, restoration's a better word.
Yeah, because his eyes are like so striking in how white they are.
Yeah,
but
it's crazy because it's like I mean, if I heard this song in my younger Angry Boy days, right, I would get about 4 seconds into it and be like, yeah, we're done,
Oh, I know.
But like that kind of like slow, I don't even want to call it slow, but like that steady beat and whatnot, and like his voice is pretty cool. So it's got kind of like that magnetic quality to it, but like it's just weird because like it's so simple, just a couple of instruments and whatnot, and you compare it to like when you've got like another band with like Metallica or Megadeth or something like that, you've got like multiple guitars layered on top of each other with a bass, drum, singer, like there's just feels like there's a whole lot more going on to it, but like in its simplicity is what makes it good almost.
There's a lot of working class credibility in the simplicity of this arrangement.
Yeah,
I mean, you think back what was popular in the 20s, 30s, 40s, all big band music is like one really wealthy,
It's funny, it's funny that you say it. I didn't think of that, but like we've talked about in the channels like how like when like the music scene takes a turn and it kind of pushes something to the extreme, people almost come like the pendulum swings back. So and I never thought about it that way, but like with the big bands and the orchestras and lots of what I was just talking about in a different sense, it's probably pushed the pendulum too far. So I'll bet that there was a really big void and a desire for a much simpler sound, with less production and fewer instruments. And man, like that this would hit that right on the head, right?
Right. That this and the coming folk movement in the 60s. Yeah, I love how you said it, man. I always talk about that, the pendulum swings. And it's very, very true.
As sure as night is dark and day is light, I keep you on my mind both day and night. And happiness I've known proves that it's right. Because you're mine, I walk the line. You've got a way to keep me on your side. You give me cause for love that I can't hide. For you I know I'd even try to turn the tide. Because you're mine, I walk the line.
Yeah, that's
You know what I noticed during that last clip is there's no drummer in this. That's pretty cool. How they?
That's why it's the Tennessee 2 and the Tennessee 3 has the drummer. Yeah, right.
That's pretty
cool.
So
the whole rhythm, but you're hearing a rhythm.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was getting at.
It's all coming from the stringed instruments, which I find fascinating. Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Yeah, and you're like when he hits those low notes, it's pretty cool. It's great to listen to, and he's got a great voice.
And to me, this is the polar opposite of Frank Sinatra. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, it's no wonder that that he became such a working class musical hero. some dude living, he's 50 miles from his closest neighbor. He's not going to listen to Frank Sinatra and say, "Oh man, I should just get my friends together and we'll just do that song on the weekend."
Yeah, yeah.
No, there's no connection to it.
One of the things that makes this music so great is that because it's kind of a little simplistic, the working man before TV could hear it, get together with his friends, and reproduce it at home and
Which,
enjoy
wh-
it. But
right?
then,
Isn't that the entire ethos of punk? The whole thing of you can do this too.
yeah,
And so
well,
I think Johnny Cash and country has a lot to do. This type of country. I'm not talking Tim McGraw.
yeah,
I'm talking this this era of country has a lot to do with the punk movement that came later. That's what gets music out of just being for the wealthy, those who can afford the entertainment,
yeah,
to giving something to the working class. The other thing I'll say about the classic Johnny Cash beat, the boom chicka boom. Well,
yeah,
I mean, what is that? It's a train, right? It's a train rhythm. No freaking surprise a country boy would be so gravitated to a train rhythm, whereas like urban kids today, rap music, hip hop music, R&B, it's very beat heavy, it's very rhythm based, but the rhythms are so complex because that's the environment they grew up in. There are natural rhythms to a city
yeah.
that someone that grew up in the country can't even. That just sounds like noise to them. And so Johnny Cash grabbing onto that train rhythm, it's no surprise. And I think it works so freaking well with this voice.
I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my
That's the shit right
eyes
there.
wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line.
That shit
Yeah.
is iconic.
Yeah, when he hits
Iconic.
that super like low note at the very end, because you're mine, I walk the line. It's just
Yeah.
so low. It's like it's pretty.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Uh,
It's a really good like just kind of moment in music,
I
right?
just think Johnny Cash's sound is so unique and so
Yeah.
captivating. And I feel like the 50s kind of had that false smile thing, like, hey, we won the war, the economy's great, but inside we're all hurting, And I think Johnny Cash he never faked the smile.
Yeah.
And I really give him a lot of credit for that.
I was gonna say,
So,
and he might, just maybe kind of tapped into what people were actually feeling, even if no one really wanted to talk about it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not always a party. It's not always a party. So yeah, I love that clip, and what a great juxtaposition to do hurt and that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So thank you, good recommendation.